Kidnaps cause.
Army denies a capture of personnel, confirms death of 8 during attack on Guards Brigade.
Ensure conduct of credible, acceptable, reliable census. Obasanjo urges NPC.
Buhari seeks Senate confirmation of Ariwola as CJN. 18 Rex 2.
IMF projects growth to slow to 3.2% in 2022.
FAC shares 802.407 billion naira June 2022 revenue to federal government, states, local governments.
And on sport, Ronaldo returns, could still leave Man U.
Aribo Bassi departures with 45 Rangers low drop.
Details of these and more will come your way after this timeout.
International School calling. Oh yes, at D'Amico College of Health and Science and D'Amico Montessori International School, located at number 1 Old Ibadan Road, Ajebandele, Ile-Ife. We have a standard classrooms with unmatched staff and pupil ratio. We develop students' intelligence through caring and all-round focused training while making the learning style very inviting and innovative for holistic development. We run a global school with all-inclusive curriculum that prepare the students for global relevance. At D'Amico Schools, we have highly passionate and motivated 21st century educators, and there is also an opportunity of learning foreign languages, home away from home body system. There is also Hope Model College and D'Amico Montessori Nursery and Primary Schools at Origo Ife North. Enroll your child for both primary and secondary education. The admission form can be obtained at D'Amico Montessori International School, number 1 Old Ibadan Road, Ajebandele, Ile-Ife, or D'Amico Educational Institute, Kilometer 2, Edia Road, Ile-Ife. You can visit our website www.d'amicoschoolsng.com or call 0803 721 8120. D'Amico Schools. Admission is in progress.
Good morning and thanks for joining us on today's edition of Headlines. My name is Oluchi Amuda. With me is
Adeyemi Abodere.
The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Idris Wase, on Tuesday disclosed that the Directorate of the Department of Security Service, DSS, issued 44 security reports ahead of the attack on the correctional facility in Kuje Area Council of Abuja by members of the terrorist group Boko Haram. Over 800 inmates, including members of the Boko Haram, were freed by the insurgents who invaded Kuje Maximum Prison on July 5. The Deputy Speaker confirmed this after he led debate on the motion sponsored by Honorable Abubakar Yaliman on the need to hold the proposed nationwide ban on commercial motorcycles. He said we should cooperate with the government, though we appreciate what our brother has brought, and we appeal to the government that as they implement this policy, they look at those areas that are not vulnerable and do not have the potency of having any such insurgency in their community. Speaking earlier, the sponsor of the motion, Honorable Yaliman, who called for the suspension of the policy pending the provision of palliatives to cushion the effect of ban on motorcycles across the country, solicited for the intervention of the House.
Meanwhile, Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State has called on federal government to account for the $1 billion security funds jointly put together by the 36 states of the Federation to fight insurgency in the country. Addressing newsmen in Makurdi on Tuesday, shortly before the commencement of the State Security Council meeting, Otom wondered how the federal government had expended the huge sum of money now that insecurity has continued unabated in the country. The governor said that he had mandated his deputy, Benson Abuno, who represented him at a virtual meeting of the Nigerian Governors Forum, to seek clarifications on the matter. Otom said, what have they done with the money that the terrorists will kidnap citizens without any rescue mission? We must not allow this to continue. It is very painful to see the country where it is today. Otom admitted that security issues should be the concern of everybody and was against tailoring it along political lines.
And the House of Representatives on Tuesday passed through second reading a bill seeking to amend Section 11 of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007 to bar the governor, deputy governors, or directors of the Apex Bank from partisan politics. The proposed legislation entitled Bill for an Act to amend Section 11 of the CBN Act 2007 to add more conditions for disqualification and cessation of appointments as governor, deputy governor, or director of the bank, and for related matters was sponsored by Honorable Sada Soli. While leading the debate on the general principles, Soli noted that provisions of Section 11 of the Principal Act states that a person shall not remain a governor, deputy governor, or director of the bank if he is a member of any federal or state legislative house, director, officer, or employee of any bank and other financial institutions. He said the bill seeks to add more provisions to the Principal Act of disqualification of the governor, deputy governor, or directors of Apex Bank who take part in partisan politics.
And the Nigerian army has denied the capture of some of its personnel during an attack on the gas brigade, just as it confirmed the death of 8 during the attack by terrorists on Monday. Already, there is a raging controversy over the actual number of the casualties recorded during the ambush of troops of the gas brigade on routine patrol on the Kuba Buhari Road. Unconfirmed reports said about 5 soldiers and 2 officers are still missing, while 2 officers from Kogi State were confirmed dead. Another source claimed that the bodies of 2 officers were recovered on Tuesday evening. However, when confronted with the speculations during the round about the claims that some officers and soldiers were still unaccounted for after the ambush, the brigade refuted the claim, insisted that no soldiers or officers of the elite troops was missing. Speaking in Abuja on Thursday on the update of the attacks, spokesperson for the gas brigade, Captain Geoffrey Abakpa, said no single member of the troop was missing in the attack. He said the truth of the matter is that all the wounded members of the troop were immediately evacuated to the military hospital for treatment.
And still talking security, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) has denied a memo alerting the public of plan by bandits to attack some states in the country. The Director of Public Relations of NSCDC, Mr. Olushola Odumosu, while reacting to the memo, said it was not from the Corps. There has been panic in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, in some other parts of the country by the heightened activities of the terrorist group. The memo, said to have been addressed to all the state commands of the NSCDC, was to the effect that intelligence reports had indicated that 2 separate bandit groups are plotting coordinated attacks on Northwest, North Central, and Southwest. And
on your view segment today, we are going to look at recent coordinated attacks on Abuja and the lackadaisical attitude of the federal government to the situation, most especially when the DSS confirmed that they have submitted 44 reports before the attacks on the Kuje prison and the gas brigade in Abuja.
And the number to dial is 0818-777-5777. The number once again, 0818-777-5777.
The renewed coordinated attacks on the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, against the claim by the DSS that it has submitted 44 reports for the before the president, before the attack, and the lackadaisical attitude of the presidency to security situation in the country. The nation's economy suffered a setback on Tuesday with a 2-day declaration of peaceful protest in solidarity with members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities by the Nigerian Labour Congress. In compliance with the directive of the leadership of the union, all the state chapters mobilized their members to press home the approval of all the requests of ASU by the federal government. The rallies caused traffic gridlock across states as the labor unions marched in demand for an end to the lingering strike.
In Sokoto State, speaking through the Vice Chairman, Comrade Abubakar Malami, the Chairman of the State Chapter of the Union, Comrade Omar, urged the federal government to resolve the lingering issues with the academic union and allow the students to return to school. Receiving the members of the union, Governor Aminu Tambuwa, represented by the Commissioner for Careers and Establishment, Sani Buni Yabu, commended NLC for the peaceful conduct of the rally and called on ASU and the federal government to put the interest of the students into consideration.
in Osun State, speaking at a rally in Oshogbo. Chairman of the Osun Civil Society's coalition, Comrade Wahid Lawal, frowned on the hard-line posture of government in addressing the ASU demands. He asked the federal government to conclude renegotiation with ASU and other university unions with immediate effect.
And the Plateau State chapter of the NLC shunned entreaties by the government and security agencies to shelve plans to join the protest. The government, in a statement signed by Commissioner for Information Dan Manjag, had on Monday warned its workers against taking part in the protest. Members of the NLC in the state and other affiliate bodies on Tuesday, however, trooped out in their large numbers to take part in the solidarity protest. The state chairman of the union, Comrade Eugene Manji, said the country is at a standstill because of the posture of the government towards the educational sector in the country.
At a rally which proceeded from the NSC Secretariat located at MKO Abiola Way in Abeokuta, Ogun State, up to Kuto Bridge area before it terminated at the Governor's office, Okemoson, where they presented a letter to Governor Dapo Abiodun, who was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Tokumbo Talabi. The Ogun State Chairman of NSC, Comrade Emmanuel Bankole, lamented that the federal government had not adequately funded public universities in the country.
And in Rivers State, despite resistance from the state government, Rivers State chapter of the NLC mobilized its affiliate unions, student unions, and civil society groups to participate in the protest. The state chairperson of the NLC, Beatrice Itubo, led the rally from Iboku Street, D-line office of the NLC, through Emenike Street, My 1, Ikone Road axis, UTC Junction, down to the Rivers State Government House. Addressing the union members, Permanent Secretary Nweke promised them that their message would be handed over to the governor for onward transmission to the federal government.
And workers in Ondo State marched through the streets of Akure metropolis and were joined by undergraduates under the aegis of National Association of Nigerian Students. The state NSC chairman, Comrade Sunday Adeleye Oluwole, condemned the attitude of the president to plight of the striking lecturers in Nigeria public universities.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. I'd like to
You're welcome.
This morning, I see no reason why the federal government can receive nearly 44 reports from security and they didn't get anything on it. That means they know about what is going to happen. Secondly, on Nigerian map must have to mean that Abuja is under siege. And then it's an NSA can happen. Because this territory, they have already adopted guerrilla war system. So they can attack anybody that is. Finally, I will urge all state ground right from Kaduna downward to set up another security officer to tackle this problem. Otherwise, I don't know what will happen to Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, good morning. You're welcome, sir.
President of this country has been so lackadaisical about the security problem in this country. This is very, very unfortunate. Security report will come to him about the insecurity in the country and not do anything about it. In a situation where these kidnappers will be threatening to kidnap our president, this is national shame, it's an embarrassment. The president will do something about it. And finally, the solution to this problem is to pray to God to give us credible leader in this country. God will do so for us in Jesus' name. Good morning.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, Dr. Akiba is on the line. The news you brought this morning is really frightening, and I know if you know how I feel in the house, you will pity me. Honestly speaking, I want to appeal to these bandits and all these Boko Haram elements. They should target their, attack on the National Assembly.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Sarajara from Mirabiji. The issue of insecurity in Nigeria has gotten to a stage where the bandits and those that are involved, disturbing the peace of the country. It is very, very clear that the federal government does not even bother about what is happening, and it is simply because we have not been attacked. Next, what we know now, if they divert their attention to those in power, I think they will have to wake up. Look at the situation that Buhari is being called to a country to come and do sector security. It is a blind man living there, other blind men. It is very unfortunate. And it is because of this that he is now thinking that he's doing something, substantial. Nothing is being done. We are in trouble. The brigade of God were attacked by these people. And they are now saying they want to abduct the president and the governor in the country. This is a situation that we are now knowing that the situation of insecurity is getting to the stage that everybody will have to understand Nigeria is in trouble.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Hello.
This is Comrade Adeleke calling from Ede.
You're welcome.
What a bad omen. For the banditry, the threatening, the presidency, even the capital. And that tells us that the porosity or not challenging of the leadership is what is giving the way. And I want to hold them, let there be, we said it before, let there be state policing, let there be adequate, good leadership within the security agency. When they have harmonious leadership, they will be able to counter all this. And regarding to their practices as well, let there be direct gathering. We, the citizens, we have to work hand in hand with security agencies. I believe with this, God will help us. Good morning.
Thank you.
And looking at other stories, bandits on Monday night attacked Keke, a suburb of Millennium City in Chikum local government area of Kaduna State, and abducted dozens of residents, including children and nursing mothers. The hoodlum, it was gathered, stormed the area at about 9 p.m. at a time when residents were already indoors as a result of the rain. An eyewitness informed Headline that they were all at home because of the rain, which started at about 7 p.m. Nobody expected anything like this. We only started hearing sounds of gunshots and immediately knew there was a problem.
And 6 to 7-year-old Herbali Sadu Alabi and one Abdulganil Harmal were on Tuesday arraigned before a Kwara State Magistrate Court over alleged defilement of 3 underage students of Community Junior Secondary School in Ilorin. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Adi Opuka Waduleke from Okebale.
You're welcome.
The security situation in Nigeria is still very, very hectic. So the best way to go is to have rescue plan and a standard intelligence gathering and pray to the Almighty God to give us credible leaders in our country. Good morning.
Thank you.
And the Senate has received a formal request from President Muhammadu Buhari to confirm the nomination of Honorable Justice Olukayode Ariwola as the substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. The request was contained in a letter dated July 25, 2022 and read by the Senate President Ahmed Lawal at the start of plenary on Tuesday.
To inform the general public, especially those who intend to apply for the Higher National Diploma Program (HND) of the Osun State Polytechnic IRE for the 2022-2023 academic session, that the form is now available for sale at the sum of 15,000 naira only. Applicants are to log into ospoly.edu.ng. Courses are available in the faculties of Engineering, Information and Communication Technology, Science, Financial Studies, and Management Studies. Interested applicants applicants are expected to possess credit passes in English language, mathematics, and any other 3 subjects in the areas of studies. There would be a qualifying exam for the applicants. By end of August, applicants are to use the ATM card of any bank. For more information, log on to www.oxpoly.edu.ng or call 08034007555, 09055063355, and 07059606371. And answer BM Salawu, Esquire, Registrar.
The Federal Account Allocation Committee has shared a total sum of 802.407 billion naira June 2022 federal account revenue to the federal government, state and local government councils. This is contained in a communique issued at the end of the Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting for July 2022 held in Abuja. The 802.407 billion naira total distributable revenue comprise distributable statutory revenue of 608.580 billion naira and distributable value added tax revenue of 193.827 billion naira.
And the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has revised downwards its baseline forecast, stating that growth is expected to slow from 6.1% last year to 3.2% in 2022. The projection, which was released Tuesday in its World Economic Outlook for July 2022, indicates 0.4% points lower than that of the April 2022 World Economic Outlook.
And the former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo has charged the National Population Committee to conduct reliable, acceptable and credible census in 2023. He said this when he hosted the executive chairman of NPC, Nasir Isa Kwara, and NPC federal commissioners, including Yiye Oluwaseye Aderiokun, representing Ogun State, at the conference room of Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, Abeokuta, on Monday, that the exercise must lead to authentic demarcation of constituencies in the country.
And on sports, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen returning to training with Napoli on Tuesday after coach Luciano Spalletti sent him out during a training session on Monday. Napoli boss told Osimhen to take a shower during the training session at their Castel di Sangro preseason camp. Osimhen was angered by a poor tackle for Napoli's new signing Leo Ostegard. Nigerian strikers' unreserved complaints prompted Spalletti to send him out of training.
And finally from me, Cristiano Ronaldo was part of Manchester United tour de Brave on Tuesday after the Royal Devils reaffirmed that the Portugal star is not for sale. Ronaldo has always maintained he will be professional throughout, and the proof of that came at 11:30 on Tuesday morning. Then Ronaldo joined his teammates plus new signings Christian Eriksen and Lisandro Martinez for over an hour as the manager Erik ten Hag and the staff debriefed what had gone on United tour of Thailand and Australia. And on this note, we'll say bye on this morning edition of Headlines from 104.5 FM. Ileawiye Okebale Oshogbo. It has been the do of Adeyemi Aboderi and
Oluchi Amuda.
The producer of the program is
Motunrayo Ayegbayo,
while the production advisor is
Abimbola Babatunde.
Our colleagues will be around tomorrow morning for another edition of the program. From us there, we are saying
good morning.